You're watching Local 6, home of ClickOrlando.com. Local 6 News starts now.
Live at 5, a fire burning for hours at a local recycling plant. Why it's taking firefighters so long to put it out.
Plus, the color of danger. Purple flags warning beachgoers about sharks lurking off our coast.
And families on alert after someone exposed themselves to girls not once, but 3 times.
But we're going to start with breaking news right now. We have just learned that Shelley Zimmerman has filed for divorce. Good evening. I'm Lauren Rowe.
And I'm Gart Swanson. The news breaking in just the last 30 minutes. ABC News is reporting Shelley filed for divorce earlier today in Seminole County. The move comes just a week after she was asked on national television whether she planned to stay with her husband.
Are you together?
I'm not going to answer that. Of course I want to have children and stay married.
With George?
That's something I'm going to have to think about.
Shelley was with her husband the night he was acquitted for the murder of Trayvon Martin. She says the couple actually got into a heated argument the night before the shooting. We have not heard the exact reason she's filing for divorce, but we are reaching out to George Zimmerman's attorney for a reaction. As soon as we learn more, we will bring it to you during this newscast. Now to the search for a man exposing himself to young girls.
What's even scarier is that police are not sure if it's just one man or several different men. Whoever's doing this is definitely bold. The exposer is going after girls within a 1-mile stretch of Kissimmee. Now each target is just blocks away from the next one in a neighborhood just west of Orange Blossom Trail. Mike DeForest is there. So, Mike, these girls did get a good look at who's doing this. Do police believe that he might live around there?
They really don't know, Lauren, but with several different girls all reporting the same thing happening to them right around this area, deputies are concerned, parents are concerned.
At least 3 times over the past 3 weeks, deputies say a man has been cruising through this neighborhood, exposing himself and trying to lure teenage girls into his car.
It's scary to know that there's somebody doing that.
Tanya Lee Ortiz knows one of the girls who he approached.
She had said that a guy was following her in a darkened car and he showed his private part. And she came back this way.
Ortiz has seen a suspicious-looking car drive past her house recently, but she does not recognize the man in these drawings. The girls say the man is Hispanic in his late 20s to late 30s, with short black hair, brown eyes, and a medium build. He may also have a goatee. One of the girls thinks he was driving a black or dark green 4-door sedan. Another thinks it was a white car, possibly a Honda. Until he's caught, Ortiz will be keeping a close eye on her daughter and the other children in this neighborhood.
It's crazy. There's a school right there. There's only kids around here.
Now, at this point, deputies are still not sure if this is the same guy who just happens to have access to different colored cars, or they are still open to the possibility that there may be 2 guys roaming around this neighborhood, as coincidental as that way seem. Regardless, deputies want this guy off the street. Lauren?
Yeah, I don't blame him. Mike, any leads on who this man might be?
Just checked with the sheriff's office. They haven't got any tips on this yet, but it's something that parents out here are certainly going to be looking for this guy.
Well, it sounds like they're all over it in the neighborhood. That's good. Thank you, Mike. Here's one more look at the men that police are searching for. He is believed to be Hispanic, late 20s or early 30s. If you recognize him, call the Osceola County Sheriff's Office or Crime Line, 1-800-423-TIPS.
Breaking news in Orange County, where a truck slams into a school bus. Guy 6 was just over the scene on Welch Road and Evans Lane in Apopka. And you can see the pickup truck's front end right there, all smashed in when it was rear-ended by that bus. Orange County Fire just told us there were 13 students on the bus heading from Wolf Lake Elementary School. They were moved to another bus and taken home. Thankfully, no one was injured.
We're also following some breaking news in Brevard County, where another man has vanished after cutting off his GPS monitoring device. Deputies are searching for this man, Keith Weber. He's on probation for trying to kill a law enforcement officer in Orange County. Right now, deputies are searching for him along State Road 520 near the Merritt Square Mall. Now, if you see him, call the sheriff's office immediately. New at 5, a shark alert on the Volusia County coast.
The purple flags are flying tonight, warning beachgoers to be careful before actually getting into the water. The warnings come just days after this Daytona Beach teen was bitten by a shark off the coast of Ormond Beach. Eric Sandoval is live in Daytona Beach tonight. So, Eric, those flags have actually been up for a few days, right?
Yeah, actually, Guard, these purple flags, want to show them to you, have been up since Monday when that teenager was attacked by a shark a little farther north at Ormond Beach. Today, that alert was heightened, though, because of swarms of fish swimming really close to the shore, and that's perfect feeding for sharks.
While these flags flew over Daytona Beach Thursday, people took to the water, swimming along pools of small fish who were very close to shore, not knowing what the purple flag meant.
So we're flying the purple flag. Along with bait fish comes bigger fish that feed on them.
Like sharks.
Like sharks.
Like this one, spotted just down the road near Ponce Inlet. Volusia County beach safety crews say those bait fish along the coast mean dinner time for all kinds of sharks, and they'll swim up in shallow water to get them.
Did you know the purple flag meant danger?
No, I didn't pay any attention to the sign.
Mary Wright brought her grandkids to Daytona Beach looking for a way out of the heat. When they overheard us talking about the shark warning, she pulled them right out and hit the playground.
We went in for a few minutes, and then I overheard the lady saying something about a shark attack. And with the little ones, we got right out. We're not going back in.
That attack she's talking about happened Monday in Ormond Beach. A 17-year-old high school football player was bitten in the shoulder. He's okay, and some say they're willing to take the gamble.
In the state of Florida, you've got alligators, you've got fish that attack you. I mean, it's a chance you take when you come to Florida.
Now, if you look real closely, you can see those fish are out there really close to shore right now. Lifeguards are on duty for just another 30 minutes. After that, they're urging people to use extreme caution if their evening plans bring them out to Daytona Beach or any beach in Volusia County. Guard.
So other than a fin, is there anything people can actually look out for to avoid a shark?
Yeah, good question. Actually, we asked authorities that same question. They said if you see those fish, stay away from the fish because that's perfect feeding for those sharks. Also, if you see birds diving into the water, they're going after those fish. Maybe you can't see them, but a shark can, so stay away from those birds as well. And above all, listen to the lifeguards.
Yeah.
Guard.
Yeah, and if the fish are out there, man, you better run for the hills. All right, thank you, Eric.
You better believe it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what a nice day out there at the beach with Eric. And look at this, not so much downtown. There's a live look, and man, it looks ominous out there. Almost looks like it's a little rainy there, Lauren.
All right, let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. Tom, doesn't look very good this afternoon out there.
It's not as bad as it was yesterday. That's the first thing I can tell you. But we do have scattered showers that are beginning to get their act together in Central Florida. Most of those are right on the downtown area and right off the coast. Here's the biggest area we're watching right here, just south of Windermere, down to the attractions around Lake Buena Vista. But the other spot you just showed there with the 55 West in the foreground, that's right here, downtown Orlando, Lake Eola, getting some rain right now. It's not super heavy. It's not as rocking as it was yesterday at this time, but there are areas that are getting pummeled. Here's Orange City down to Deltona getting some rain, Lake Mary getting rain, and Marion County getting some pretty stiff showers right now as well. Here's future radar real quickly. You see the way things are going to go, peeling back out to the north and the west from downtown. Other big weather story for today, Gabrielle, we barely knew you. Wasn't much of a tropical storm at 11 last night, and during the day today, it's just been downgraded, one update after another. Now it's a tropical depression barely hanging on with wind speeds of 30 miles per hour. This is the track of projected movement. Forecast now to fall apart. I mean, you look at it yourself on the satellite here. You see what I mean. Exploding last night and today, that's what's left of the center right there. I'll be back in a few minutes to check on other stuff in the tropics and have a look ahead to your weekend.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Also developing tonight, a huge fire at a local recycling plant.
Yeah, this thing, believe it or not, is still burning. Sky 6 flew over at noon right after the fire ignited at the plant on Land Street Road, and you can see the flames and all of that black smoke. Of course, that's horrible for all of any kind of pollution in our environment. Man, look at that smoke. And you can see the fire for miles. In fact, people were emailing us here at the station saying they could actually see the smoke 17 miles away in Maitland. David Sprung is back over that plant in Sky 6. So this is a pesky little fire. The thing just won't go out, Dave.
No, it won't, Guard. As you can see, the flames are still pouring out of the cars and the massive metal that's all built up right in the center of this compacting area. Now, I can tell you that 3 cranes were brought in. You could see 2 of them there, and there is another third one being hidden by the smoke. Now, I've seen a lot of cooperation going on. This crane here has a claw attachment on it, and it's been taking the metal away from the flames and then turning around where the water cannon is from that fire truck right there and allowing the firefighters to spray off the metal. Then they'll dump the metal away from it. You also have a heavy-duty forklift on this area. You can see him right there. He's actually removing the compacted cars away from this side, and they're trying to dig a hole into where this fire actually is. That way they can get water directly onto where the flames are. And as you can see, the more smoke that you see, that's more water actually being put onto the fire itself. So they are making progress, but it is a long and tedious journey before they actually get this fire out. Guard?
Yeah, hey, before you go, what actually is burning? I just see a bunch of metal. Is it plastic? Is it car seats? What is it?
It could be both of what you just said. It could also be tires. Like I said, there are compacted cars all in here. You can see here parts of cars here. If there's any kind of rubber or plastic attached to those vehicles, that will light up without a problem. It's the metal that would be a little bit harder to burn than the plastic and the rubber. But if you have tires left on a car, that's going to burn. If you have plastic on the car, that's going to burn. And there's just all kinds of trash in this big old heap here that you really couldn't tell exactly what is remaining here. But you can see the flames are still going. Guard?
Yeah, what a mess, and so horrible for our environment. All right, thank you, David.
Big developments surrounding the crisis in Syria tonight. Pope Francis is weighing in, and he says military action is not the answer. The pontiff is urging world leaders to abandon what he calls a futile pursuit of a military solution. The Pope plans to host a peace vigil at St. Peter's Square on Saturday. In the meantime, there appears to be new evidence that chemical weapons were used against Syria's own people last month. British military scientists say they have found traces of sarin gas in clothes and soil taken from a person who was hurt in the attack. U.S. officials say more than 1,400 people died in that attack. President Obama is in Russia tonight trying to get other nations to back his plan for action against Syria. He smiled and shook hands with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the opening of the G20 summit. Now, behind the scenes, the leaders are expected to pursue opposing agendas.
The use of chemical weapons in Syria is not only a tragedy, but also a violation of international law that must be addressed.
President Putin backs Syria's president, claiming the rebels trying to overthrow the government have much stronger ties to al-Qaeda than the U.S. admits. Now, CBS News has a team in Syria and with the president in Russia. And, of course, look for reports tonight on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. That's at 6:30. You won't want to miss today's developments with them.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, coming up next, a health alert about yogurt.
Greek yogurt pulled off the shelves. Why it's making people sick. It's coming up in 8 minutes. Also ahead, disturbing new details about electronic cigarettes, who's smoking them, and why researchers fear it could lead to bigger problems. Tom?
Those things are weird looking too, though, aren't they?
Yeah, the whole thing is kind of
freaks
freaky
me out.
to me.
Hey, take a look at radar tonight, guys. We made it through most of the day dry, but suddenly here at news time, bam, bam, boom, big rain happening. I'll be back to track those showers and have a look ahead to your weekend. See you in a minute.
And next, kids and guns. The Florida Range now giving free lessons to children as young as 8 years old.
And here's what we're working on for Local 6 at 6.
You know those cameras at some of these intersections meant to catch you gunning it right through the red light? Well, some Florida lawmakers want to put an end to it. I'm Shelly Muniz. I'll tell you why coming up at 6 o'clock.